Hi there, it's Beth Goudy. Hi there from Metropolitan Community Church of the Lehigh Valley. We're here in the church's chapel, and I'm talking today with longtime MCCLV member Steve Koretski. And let's hear first from Steve about how did you get to MCCLV? What brought you here? How did you hear about the church?
Well, actually, I had lived in Los Angeles for a while, and I went to the church that, yes, Pastor Troy Perry, yes, yeah. So, but he wasn't preaching at that point. But so I went to the church in West Hollywood and knew about MCC from my experience there. And when Jim and I moved here from Phoenix, we were looking for a church. And so we looked at a couple in the valley, and we found out there was an MCC, but more importantly, I think for us was that I told Jim, we'll know it's the right church from what we hear from the pulpit. So the other churches that we were visiting, I just didn't feel like I was being fed. And thank you, because I think your work here, it enlightens me, and it gives me, it gives me something to carry with me during the week.
Oh, praise God, Ben. And so share with us a little bit, Steve, then. Share with us today a little bit about what God has worked in your life, and God hasn't stopped working, and what God is continuing to work in your life. Tell us about the God that you've met here and how that God is blessing you and challenging you right now.
Oh, on so many levels. And I think what I'm finding is maybe as I mature and as I grow up in my faith, it's like I'm confronted more with things in my life that I have to face to kind of be a better example of Christ's love and stuff. So I like to tell people I had a hard time forgiving, and you did a sermon on forgiving a while back, and it opened the door, and I felt like I was being confronted with that.
The forgiveness of God is so powerful.
Yeah.
Knowing that forgiveness, knowing that we've been forgiven,
Mm-hmm.
even though we do not deserve it one bit, and knowing that and how that power flows through us to work forgiveness with others.
Yes.
Amazing.
And it's important. It's really important because it holds you back. I mean, I learned how much it was kind of crippling me, as a Christian. So I feel like that's one issue where I've been confronted at church with something, and it's like, okay, you've been convicted, now deal with this. Learn from this,
Mm-hmm. Praise God.
Yeah.
And you share your gifts in a variety of ways through the church.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about your gift of music. Where would you be without music?
Oh gosh, well, where would we be without Brian Jones? I mean, he inspires us. So I mean, I've always had an interest in music, and having the opportunity to work with Brian in the choir is just, it's great because it gives me another way to worship God and to praise God, in song, and to use the talents that maybe He's given us, or me. So, yeah.
Yeah, praise God for gifts.
Yes.
Yes. And praise God for God's forgiving love, which is so overflowing and never ending. And thank you for sharing that about the forgiveness that God worked through you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Oh, sure.
It's been great to talk with you, Steve.
Sure.
And thank you, everyone, for listening in. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.